On your marks, set.
Adija.
Aye, 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 aye. I'm a winner. Aye. I've got a reason. Ninensonge yokuba happy kakano. And I'm so happy kube chiroto change chitukiride. Cause I've been working so hard and I've been praying so hard. Amanye biseda nesalanga ye formula. I'm a winner, I'm a fighter, Nwanye. But today olutalundu wangu de. Saya pate mkuje tucheze. Sanyuka nange kuba wala chemvudde nawe. Saya pate mukuje tucheze. Sanyuka nange kuba wala chemvudde nawe. It's from love that I got this. Beautiful love got me this. Love from Papa, love from my mama, love from my brother, love from my sister, and love from you, my sweet love. Mazima we mutali simanye simanye. Together we said we can, and together we fought and won. Yes, together we came from far. Now together everybody shout and say, I'm a winner, I'm a victor. Nwanye, elonu talondu wangu de katutubale. Saya pate mukuje tucheze. Sanyuka nange kuba wala chemvudde nawe. Saya pate mukuje tucheze. Sanyuka nange kubanga wala je tuvudde nawe.
I want to take this opportunity to once again welcome everyone to this grand occasion, the 11th graduation ceremony of Teresa the First Royal University. Thank you for coming. In just 10 minutes, we shall officially begin. As usual with the procession. Thank you for those who are clapping. It doesn't do us harm. Thank you for those who are clapping. You can even dance if you can. Again, procession led students or Kobayashi Students Association. Thank you. Members of staff in the Chancellor's procession, you will stand by the red carpet. You stand beside the red carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, we can remain clapping. We can remain clapping. It's a memorable function. It's a memorable function. To the parents, it's a very great achievement. We can remain clapping. Let's feel the vibe. Thank you, thank you. At this moment, before we take our seats, ladies and gentlemen, I will request the police brass band to lead us through the anthems. Thank you. Thank you. The police brass band will remain standing, ladies and gentlemen.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God, our loving Father, we praise and glorify your holy name, for you are infinitely good. You are the source of all blessings and everything that is good. We have gathered here today at Manchester First Royal University main campus to witness the 11th graduation ceremony of this university. We thank you, Lord, for the gift of life. We thank you for the gift of this university. We thank you for all the blessings and favors. We thank you for your protection and providence. We thank you for all those people who have worked tirelessly for the establishment and running of this university, most especially the King of Uganda, His Majesty Ronald Muwenda II, our Katikkiro Owekitiibwa Charles Peter Mayiga, the University Management, and the Buganda Kingdom at large. Bless all their efforts most abundantly. Bless all our plans and aspirations. Bless all the parents, guardians, and benefactors who have sacrificed the little they have for the education of their children at this university. We pray for our beloved ones as they go out the world of work. Help each one of them to get a good job. Fill them with your graces, that they may serve you faithfully and diligently in their various professions, disciplines, and areas of specialization for the better glory of your name. We make this our prayer through Christ our Lord. The Lord be with you. May Almighty God bless you and the entire ceremony in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Thank you very much, Reverend Father Michael Kamlegea. We remain standing, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies, we remain standing until the Chancellor has constituted the congregation. With Father Kamlegea is Reverend Father Makoboza Charles, the chaplain of MRU, our Kampala campus at Kateka. With your permission, Madam Chancellor, allow me to request you constitute the 12th congregation of Mutesa, the First Royal University.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I constitute this assembly into the 12th congregation of Mutesa I Royal University.
Thank you. A big hand clap, ladies and gentlemen, and we can now all take our seats. At this time, I take the opportunity to invite the Vice Chancellor of this university, Professor Vincent Kakembo, to address this congregation and at the same time welcome the Chancellor's visitors. Coming to the podium is Professor Vincent Kakembo, the Vice Chancellor.
Dear Chancellor, the Katikkiro of Uganda Kingdom, Oweekitiibwa Charles Peter Mayiga, the First Deputy Katikkiro, Professor Kwawasi, Speaker of Lukiiko, our Line Minister, Oweekitiibwa Portugal Nakate, Cabinet Ministers in Uganda Government and Central Government, the Pope and other MASAKA chiefs and fellow CEOs of Uganda Kingdom, our religious leaders, Chairperson, Governing Council, Dr. Mary Goreti Nakago, members of the Governing Council, Vice Chancellors present, dignitaries from the corporate world, Deputy Vice Chancellor, the professoriate present, especially those invited from overseas, faculty deans, academic registrar, heads of department, academic and administrative staff, student leadership, and our special guests of the day, our guardians, fellow parents and guardians of the graduates, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. Madam Chancellor, on behalf of Mutesa First Royal University, it's my great honor to welcome you to our 11th graduation here at Mutesa First Royal University. As Jesuit Pastoral University, we celebrate the 30 years of Sabasajja Kabakarona Mwenda Mateli on the throne, as well as 10 years of which we were Charles Peter Maiga's reign as Cathedral. Madam Chancellor, as dictated by the graduation theme, a graduate responsive to sustainable development, we here at Jesuit Pastoral University groom highly entrepreneurial and innovative graduates who add value to various fields of labor where they are gainfully employed. Madam Chancellor, the MRU has made big strides in a very short space of time since the 10th graduation ceremony in January this year. So following a rigorous inspection process in September 2022, the Jesuit Pastoral University was recommended by the National Council for Higher Education, in short, on 28th January for grant of a charter. This is indeed a remarkable evidence that the university meets all requirements and standards of academic excellence as set by Michel. The chartering process is now being progressed to the Solicitor General's office, and we await the completion of the process. We are greatly indebted to our kingdom and the Governing Council for the immense support provided during this process. Madam Chancellor, there's been a fundamental shift from a teaching university to a research-based institution, and this has been realized here at the MRU. So, following another rigorous exercise of inspection, we have had 4 postgraduate courses accredited, and these include a master's program in educational management and administration, Master of Business Administration, which is MBA, and Masters in Arts in Mass Communications, and lastly, Master of Arts in Peace and Human Rights. This is a clear indication that we have now made big strides. This is coupled also with international research partnerships, and this is defining the pathway to strengthening our research and innovation pillar at the MRU. The postgraduate programs will begin or will commence in February 2024. Madam Chancellor, our university also celebrates the admission of membership, the Association of Commonwealth Universities. This is a prestigious achievement, which is a recognition of the international nature of Mutesa I Royal University. Madam Chancellor, we also heeded your counsel and that of the Cathedral over the years to develop degree programs in agriculture. In this regard, a memorandum of understanding or MOU was signed on 11th December 2023 between the MRU and the National Agricultural Research Organization, NARO. This builds on the MOU that was signed between the Uganda Kingdom and the NARO as well. We know quite well that the programs which have been spearheaded by our particular, like the Mwaniterimba, have yielded or related to these sort of partnerships, and they would be incomplete if the teaching or lecturing and research arm of the kingdom doesn't get into partnership now. Now, with regard to this particular partnership, this opens doors for our students to access the state-of-the-art facilities at NARO, particularly the one close by here, called Kamenyamigo Center, or Kamenyamigo Station, for practical sessions. There would be no need to reinvent the wheel to start state-of-the-art laboratories around here. So this is indeed a major breakthrough which will herald the commencement of agricultural course offerings at Mutesa First Royal University. Saraswati Kabaka Awardai.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, let's join our hands to welcome the chairperson of the Governing Council to address the congregation. Once again, we welcome Dr. First female chairperson of the MRU Council.
The Katikkiro of Uganda, Oweekitiibwa Charles Peter Mayiga, Madam Chancellor Justice Julia September, the First Deputy Katikkiro, Professor Twaha Kawase Chibongo, our dear Minister in charge of Education, Uganda Kingdom, Oweekitiibwa Oswald Nakate, other ministers in the Uganda government present. In a special way, we recognize the presence of Oweekitiibwa Noah, the representative of the State Minister of Higher Education in the central government, members of the Uganda Lukiiko, Abataka b'Obusolya, Abalangira n'Abambejja, religious leaders, dignitaries from the National Council for Higher Education, the Board of Directors of Mutesa First Royal University, chaired by Engineer Dr. Frank Seboa. In a special way, I recognize the presence of Omutaka Dr. Bacharita Grace KIZITO and Reverend Father Michael Kambegea, members of the Board of Directors. Members of the University Council, the Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor, and management of MRU as they've been introduced. The staff of Mutesa First Royal University, our dear parents, guardians and benefactors, our special guests of today, the graduates, and the entire students' fraternity, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the University Council and my own behalf, I wish to welcome you all to Mutesa First Royal University, specifically on this graduation. Before I go any further, on behalf of the University Council, we wish to congratulate His Majesty Saraswati Kabaka upon the 30 years, or 3 decades on the throne. In the same way, we wish to thank him so much for the visionary action of establishing this university that today contributes greatly to educating the people of Uganda and produces graduates responsive to national and global development. We thank him very much, and we shall ever be grateful for that gesture and contribution. Our guest of honor, the Katikkiro of Uganda, Oweekitiibwa Peter Mayiga. On a special note, we thank you very much for officiating this function and for loving and supporting Mutesa First Royal University. Thank you for always being there for us in all circumstances, good like today, and amidst all challenges, we are always there. So we thank you very much. We also wish to congratulate our new appointed Minister in charge of Education, Oweekitiibwa Nakate Chikomeko. It is such a great privilege to work with you to advance the vision and mission of this university. We are already benefiting from your extensive experience in education and extensive leadership, we are already benefiting from your guidance and support in taking Mutesa Pastoral University to another level. Thank you very much. We also acknowledge the support of the immediate previous Minister of Education, or in charge of education, in the Uganda Kingdom, Oweshitiwa Dr. Prosperous KIRUMBA, for the great support and guidance we received from her until she handed over in August this year. We thank her very much and wish her the very best in her current endeavors. Madam Chancellor, Justice Julia September, in a special way, we thank you so much for your unwavering support to this university. Probably you are the person who traveled the longest journey today. She traveled a very long journey overnight to come and present over this event. Madam Chancellor, your love and commitment to serving South and this institution and the nation is unbelievable. We thank you very much. Dear Chancellor, the Cathedral, and the distinguished guests, allow me to formally report to you, in addition to the report of the Vice Chancellor, and continue to celebrate this because the National Council for Higher Education endorsed MRU for a charter. This was not an easy thing to acquire. It came after an extensive period of inspection of our academic processes, programs, staff, and facilities, and they were satisfied that we are at that standard and level where we deserve the charter. In a special way, we thank the National Council for Higher Education under the leadership of the Executive Director, Professor Mary Opakol, and her team for the support we received from them along the way. We thank them very much. Madam Chancellor, I wish to thank our kingdom government, for its continued support to the Council and the University at large, particularly towards achieving the state charter. Receiving that endorsement for the charter had a lot of support from the Kingdom of Uganda, and we are ever grateful for that. The Kingdom's guidance, financial and moral support during the time of pursuing the charter is indeed priceless. We are greatly indebted to Sabasaja, the Cathedral, which is the Deputy Cathedrals, the Minister of Education, and the entire team. Thanks a lot. I take this opportunity to thank Council members for their tireless efforts to position MRU in its right place in the higher education landscape. Members of the Council, thank you very much. The Council and management have been able to not only comply with the National Council for Higher Education requirements, but also we have been able to operate within the framework of Uganda Kingdom Namtayika strategic plan. Allow me, Madam Chancellor and guest of honor, our dear Cathedral, to highlight a few other major accomplishments, in addition to the landmark progress of the charter that Council and management has been able to register since the last graduation last year. These achievements include, but not limited to the following. Some of them have been highlighted by the Vice Chancellor. I will just re-emphasize them here. Number one is the accreditation of the Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering and the Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering programs, and invite our students to enroll in these programs and the other programs that the Vice Chancellor highlighted. refurbishment of the general infrastructure at both campuses here in KIRUMBA and KIZITO. Renovation of classes, equipping engineering laboratories, enhancing internet connectivity at both campuses, the purchase of computers, ensure that we are in line with the requirements of the National Council of Higher Education, but also to ensure that we provide a conducive teaching and learning environment. Madam Chancellor and dear KIZITO, the environment that you see outside, the beautiful one, is the same that is replicated inside the classrooms, and we are very proud of that. Number 3 was the launch of the postgraduate programs, and as the Vice Chancellor highlighted, so really having postgraduate programs on board positions us at another level, not only as people who just teach, but that we are also contributing to knowledge generation. It's through postgraduate studies that people can do research and contribute knowledge to societal and national development. Number 4, again already highlighted, is that securing the membership to the Association of Commonwealth Universities. I wanted to emphasize that because it's extremely important. We are not only competitive nationally, we are also competitive globally. Allow me, Chancellor, finally to thank the ceremonies committee of this university. And this committee, the ceremonies committee is also led by another lady, Dr. Agnes Narachi. Thank you very much for organizing this event. It's already beautiful, and we are looking forward to such a beautiful day. Thanks for the sleepless nights and effort. And as I conclude, Madam Chancellor, dear KIZITO, the honorable ministers present, and all the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, since I want to get another chance to come back here to this podium, let me take this opportunity to thank you once again for coming and to grace this occasion, and wish you a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Margaret Nakabwa, the chairperson of the Governing Council of Mutesa's first Royal University. Of course, being a lady, chairperson of the council is very passionate with girl child education and empowerment. Madam Chairperson of the council, I should also inform you that the best performing students, those who have gotten the highest CGPA score, 3 of them are also female, as they were introduced by the academic registrar and received prizes from the university later on. Madam Chancellor, permit me at this moment to introduce to you some of your guests who are with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, in our midst is the KIZITO of Uganda, Oweekitiibwa Charles Peter Mayiga. Madam, you're most welcome. Also flanked by the first Deputy KIZITO of Uganda, Oweekitiibwa Professor Twaha Kigongo Kawasi. As I already said, Oweekitiibwa MRU will never forget your support. At a time when you were the Education Minister and even after, your name at MRU was written in indelible ink. By his side is Owekitiibwa Noah Kiyimba. We also have in our midst the head of the Bataka Council, Yomukubiriza w'Olukiiko lw'Abataka, Mutaka Namwama Augustine Mutumba, the head of the Correct Land. Judge, you're most welcome. At this juncture, I would like to request everyone to join me and welcome to the podium the Minister of Education, Social Services and the Office of the Navigator, the Kingdom of Uganda, Owekitiibwa Kotilida Nakate, Zawalai Minister, Owekitiibwa, you're most welcome. And we also congratulate you upon your elevation to the office of Minister.
Thank you very much, MC. Our Chancellor, Lady Justice Julia September, and our guest of honor, the KIZITO of Uganda, Owekitiibwa Justice Maiga, and dear graduates, permit me that I follow the protocol that has already been stipulated by the previous speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Ministry of Social Services and the Office of the Navigator and the relevant constituencies in the Kingdom, I welcome you all. I welcome you to this 11th graduation of Mutesa I Royal University here at KIRUMBA, MASAKA campus. It is a great honor for me, as you all have heard, that I'm newly appointed to make this maiden address before our Chancellor and the KIZITO and the entire congregation in this new appointment by the Ssaabasajja Kabaka as Minister of Social Services and the Office of the Navigator. I would like to thank Ssaabasajja so much for giving me this opportunity to be part of the team that will steer education in Uganda government and ensure that we reach the desired level of development that is at the peak. Madam Chancellor, permit me to thank His Majesty the Kabaka. I just add my voice to the previous speakers and also visitor to this university for establishing this university and the many other educational institutions at lower level that you know all about. Let's clap and give our appreciation to His Majesty. At the same time, we appreciate His Majesty's efforts and guidance offered to the people all the time. As a ministry, we consider education as one way that will lead His Majesty's people out of poverty. In the Buganda Development Plan, education is mentioned to be a priority, as we promise to, and we promise to treat it as such. In so doing, we pretty much recognize the importance of Mutesa I Royal University as an entity that is going to carry our relay and baton to the finishing line.
Indeed, the primary partner to produce the final product of high human capital for the development of Uganda, the Kingdom of Uganda, and the entire world is MRU. And to that, we bear witness today as we are given the numbers that have risen, that are graduating today. Dear guests, you must have already heard and been told by the previous speakers about the new achievement of being recommended for a charter to this university. I would like to thank everyone that has put in effort to have it to this level, especially the council, management, and all the expertise that has been accorded to this process, to this level. I want to thank everyone very much. We believe that with the charter coming our way, those to invite the international community in education would be open. As you have already heard, we are already partners with Commonwealth universities and those international relations. This we think are going to put our university to yet another level. I'm sure that you all know here present, especially you dear parents and educationists that are here, you are aware that the government has changed the secondary school's curriculum to competence-based. I'm reliably informed, and to this we should thank management, that the methods of producing our teachers that are coming out of this university long changed, and the training of the students is to the effect that they are able to handle the competence-based teaching. Thank you very much, management, for ensuring that our graduates that are going out are relevant in the education sector. And as you are aware, education is the mother of all faculties. I therefore assure the public that the graduate teachers, among others, presented before you here today, are competent to deliver the new curriculum. I also would like to add that you should be confident that they are going to handle all inclusive education. Beside me, you see someone that is interpreting for us the sign language. So our teachers are going out to ensure that they address the all-inclusive education that is highly desired. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Sabasaja Kabaka, our Nari. I am privileged and greatly honored to invite Mukulu Wafe, Mukama Wafe, Mukwata Damula, Kamalabi Ona, Owekitiibwa Charles Peter Mayiga, to address this congregation.
I can face the parents and I can face the graduates. Madam Chancellor, the First Deputy Katikiro, and ministers of the Kabaka's cabinet, members of the Buganda Luchiko, the chairman of the Clan Heads Council, Pokino, Nabami ba Kabaka, religious leaders, members of the National Council for Higher Education, members of Mutesa Royal University Council, the Vice Chancellor, teachers and non-teaching staff, students, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Kingdom of Buganda and on my behalf, I welcome you all to Mutesa I Royal University to this 11th graduation ceremony. Every time we come here for graduation, memories of Ssekabaka Mutesa I are relived. We pay tribute to his visionary efforts that have assured Buganda's participation in the development of formal education in Buganda and in Uganda at large. But then the kings who are in the footsteps of Mutesa I have also prioritized education. Indeed, these premises were constructed at the behest of Kabaka Mutesa II in the 1950s. And like the chairperson of the council said, this university was initiated by Kabaka Mutesa II. Their leadership and foresight is applauded. And that's the reason all of us are here. I extend hearty salutations to the Chancellor of this university, late Justice Julia Sebutinde, who has traveled all the way from The Hague, Netherlands, to officiate at this graduation. It's an honor for us to have a jurist of her caliber at an international judicial body who is being the chancellor of this university. Ugandans are proud of your presence in The Hague. The kingdom and members of Njovu clan are very proud of your presence in The Hague. Incidentally, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Kakembo, is also a member of the Njovu clan, like the Chancellor, as indeed is the Minister of Education, which people call it and Nakata. So as it is today, which is very rare, Njovu has sort of overwhelmed Omutima. I applaud the chairperson and members of the Governing Council for your invaluable guidance in formulating policies and driving the agenda that steers the socio-economic transformation of the people of Uganda through education and learning at Mutesa I Royal University. I thank the management and staff. The fruits of his efforts we are celebrating today. This university's focus should be on producing graduates with specialized knowledge, skills, and competencies in order to solve challenges that are unique to Uganda and Uganda. This uniqueness may be due to cultural traits. It may be due to economic circumstances that prevail in this part of the world. Additionally, and because of globalization today, graduates from this university should be dynamic and they should strive for the apt and relevant skills required today in order to survive meaningfully in the world with all its economic and social challenges. I think the high point of this graduation is the granting of a charter to this university by the National Council for Higher Education. I thank everyone who has contributed to this major milestone. The chairperson said that there is great competition from 53 or so universities. And I'm very happy to hear there is competition. To be good at anything at all, to be good, you must be better than the very good. You cannot be good unless you compete against the very good. You must compete to retain the teaching staff. You must compete to attract the students here. That's how we win in the world. That's why when Butu doesn't win the MASAKA Cup, we ask ourselves, how did that happen? I thought we were the best. You must be better than the very good to achieve success in life. Madam Chancellor, social and economic transformation occurs when countries and their institutions concentrate on the areas where they enjoy comparative advantage. Comparative advantage are those areas where you have opportunities which other people may not have. And that is the case with regard to agriculture in Uganda. Agriculture, once prioritized and addressed appropriately, and applying the current technologies, can truly transform the lives of Ugandans. When we talk about agriculture, we think about food. We have 45 million people in this country. If you can feed these people, if you can feed the people in the neighboring countries and in other parts of the world, you can have the lives of Ugandans transformed quite easily. So, Mr. Vice Chancellor, we shall be watching the steps the university will take to implement such steps as may be necessary to ensure that we use the comparative advantage we have in agriculture. I also tasked the Governing Council and management to embark on effective marketing of the university through, among other things, research, publications, and collaboration. And I'm very pleased to learn about the collaboration with the University Association, with the University Association of Members of the Commonwealth. However, for this to happen in a meaningful way, we must be in an impressive position academically. The existing infrastructure and facilities should be maintained or even improved. I would like to thank government and MASAKA city leaders for paving the road leading to this university. It's quite impressive. And the Vice Chancellor has assured me that when we return for the 12th graduation, every walkway on this campus will be paved. Maybe I should put it this way, Mr. Vice Chancellor. If by the next graduation all the walkways are not paved, I will not be in attendance. Dear graduates, what you've achieved today is just one step, but it's very important. You are now licensed to legitimately practice what you have studied and to trade with confidence in the different areas in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, be known for integrity, just like everybody has advised you here. for hard work and practice omuntu bulamu. I urge you to always hold these values sacred. Integrity is the most important ingredient to a successful career. When you couple integrity with hard work, luck will follow you and you will always shine wherever you may be. I congratulate you all. But I want to single out one person. I congratulate Margaret Namigadde, who is a staffer in my office. She's graduated with a bachelor's degree in business and management. I don't know where Margaret is. There she is. She works in my office. And I'm very pleased that she has gotten a degree today from MRU. I thank the parents and guardians. You have answered the Kabaka's call of educating and supporting the young generation. The future of the kingdom lies in the hands of well-educated people, which is in consonance with the fourth aspirational pillar of the kingdom, which calls upon us to work hard. But to work hard and successfully, you must be skilled, you must be educated. So by the parents sacrificing their resources for the education of your sons and daughters, you have contributed to the rediscovery of Buganda and Uganda. Webale nnyo byengalo kubamba dene bazabazadde. Naye ndowooza engeri gye mbadde njogera Olungereza oba abayizi ne batamanya nti neebaza bakadde baabwe kanjogereko mu Luganda. I am told that at graduation ceremonies we must speak English. In any case, English is the official language of Uganda. But there are very few people who understand English in this country. We have 44 million people with about only 4 million people who can hear English. About 30 million people can understand Uganda. I think there needs to be an amendment to the law so that we can hold graduations in mother tongues. I don't see the problem. But anyway, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here and may God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Madam Chancellor, the awards were selected, or the recipients were selected from bachelor's programs from the 4 faculties. The awards are made to encourage, mentor, reward students who have shown excellence in their studies. At this juncture, I now call upon these students for recognition. In addition, they will be given a cash prize of 500,000 shillings each. Madam Chancellor, the best student is Nakato Shamil. Nakito Shamil. She was offering Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance and comes from the Faculty of Business and Management. Would you please come forward? Her total CGPA is 4.64. There she comes. Thank you very much. We are proud of you. Nasasira Grace, Bachelor of Industrial Art and Design. Can you please come forward? From the Faculty of Science, Information Technology, Engineering, Art and Design. His CGPA is 4.62. Social Science, Arts and Humanities, allow me to invite Louis Garori. She was offering Bachelor of Mass Communication. Her CGPA is 4.51. Madam Chancellor, we have the last recipient from the Faculty of Education in the name of Namkera Busra. She offered Bachelor of Arts in Education and her CGPA is 4.45.
The first Deputy Katikiro, Wechitiibwa Professor Twaha Kawase, Owechitiibwa Kotilda Nakate Chikomeko, our line minister, Owechitiibwa Nuwa Kachiyimba, other cabinet ministers here present, members of the Buganda Lukiiko here present, Abataka Abobusolya, and especially the Pokino and Deputy Pokino here present, dignitaries from the National Council for Higher Education, the Vice Chancellors here present and here represented, the members of the University Council, Dr. Mary Goreti Nakabugo and your team, our own Vice Chancellor, Professor Vincent Kakembo, dignitaries from the corporate world, staff of Mutesa I Royal University, the student fraternity, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. I take this opportunity to welcome you to the 11th graduation ceremony of Mutesa I Royal University, an occasion at which we are passing out yet another batch of young, educated ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask all of you who are assembled here to join me in extending our thanks to His Majesty, the Kabaka of Uganda, Ssaabasajja, who is also the visitor of MRU, for his foresightedness in starting this mighty university to serve the Kingdom of Uganda. No wonder his grandfather, Ssekabaka Mutesa I, is recognized as the father of formal education in our country. Allow me also to thank in a very special way our Vice Chancellor, Professor Kakembo, for the very clean and smart environment that welcomed us this morning. My thanks also go to the Mayor of Masaka and his team for the roads that they have tarmacked. I almost got lost when we came in this morning. I just found myself in front of the gate. My other thanks, really profound thanks, goes to the parents and guardians and lecturers for the support that you have given the students of this year, the graduates of this year. You have done a great job, and without you, they would not have come this far. Each of you has played a critical role in the life of the graduates today. Oweekitiibwa Katikkiro, I appreciate you and your cabinet for the guidance and support that you have accorded to this university. I thank you very much. In the same vein, I want to extend my warm and congratulations to our newly appointed minister, Oweekitiibwa Kotilda Nakate Chikomeko, who is going to lead us in the next few years. Oweekitiibwa Nyabo, I pledge my cooperation with you and welcome your guidance as our line minister. And this morning I'm particularly proud to come from the same clan as both the minister and the vice chancellor, the mighty Njovu clan. Let me also salute you all in your respective capacities and thank you for coming to witness this noble occasion. Your presence here today as we graduate these young people in the year when His Majesty has spent 30 years on the throne shall remain memorable. Your celebration with us upon the achievements of our students and staff is a sign of sincere fellowship, ownership, partnership, and shareholding. To the graduates, as you leave MRU with flying colors, we are confident that you have acquired the necessary skills and knowledge that you need to see you in your next phase of life. Go and use them to create a world of your liking, but never lose sight of the values that you have achieved during your stay here at MRU. The values which include integrity, hard work, and tenacity. These are values that will definitely see you through a country that is full of challenges. Many employers and clients, for whom some of you will be self-employed, refer to these as soft skills. These are very critical skills for success in life. And living by them shall reveal the difference between you and graduates from other universities. I also want to echo, I think it was Oweekitiibwa I forget which speaker was before me, but who echoed that this year, Ssaabasajja Kabaka has emphasized that this is the time for the young people to really stand up. In fact, in particular, Ssaabasajja Kabaka yabagamba nti temubongoota. Yatukuutira nti abavubuka temubongoota. Do not slumber. This is a loaded statement which is calling upon you to really not give up, to do everything in your power to survive and to contribute to your country. As Chancellor, I want to challenge the Governing Council to remain committed to churning quality graduates who are prepared to provide solutions to our community's challenges. Last graduation, you were tasked to start an agricultural-based program, and it is gratifying to learn that a strong partnership has been forged with the National Agricultural Research Organization. This is a step in the right direction to being responsive to the needs of our community. Personally, I would like to see agriculture programs commence at MRU at least by August of 2024. That's next year. Ssaabasajja Kabaka expects us to transform the agricultural sector to suit the 21st century, omulembe omutebi. And one such transformation will inevitably be integrating ICT into agriculture, starting with the Saza Buddu, where MRU is domiciled. That would be a dream come true. Having conveyed your task for the coming year, let me now express my profound gratitude to the University Council, the management team, staff, and the student body for the work you did to move the Charter another milestone to where it is today. Indeed, this is a great achievement. I was happy to read the letter from the Executive Director of the National Council of Higher Education recommending our university for the award of the long-awaited Charter. I also thank the National Council for Higher Education team for not having given up on us. Indeed, your persistent guidance to us led us to the right destination. We pray that His Excellency, the President of Uganda, shall soon append his signature to the Charter and hand it to us. In conclusion, I would like to congratulate you, our daughters and sons, upon your success, and especially to the 4 best performers that we have just welcomed here. I wish you the most wonderful celebrations and pray that the Almighty God blesses you and illuminates your paths to your future. Allow me once again to thank your parents, your lecturers, your sponsors and guardians, and well-wishers that have variously contributed to your success, seeking greater horizons in thoughts and actions. Ssaabasajja Kabaka Wangaale, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite the academic registrar for a brief to the Chancellor, and thereafter the AR will invite the Kings in the order. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to refer you to page 39 of the graduation book. For those who have it, that is where the list of names of the graduates in order of their awards and faculty. So as the deans will be reading them, you can ably follow. Thank you.
Madam Chancellor, let me first test the ground. Graduates, are you there? Can I hear from Faculty of Education? What about business? What about science? What about humanities? Thank you very much. It is my distinct privilege, Madam Chancellor, to present to you a total of 550 graduates for the conferment of degrees, along with the awarding of diplomas and certificates. Among these candidates, there are 363 females, constituting 63% of the total graduates, while the males number 217, making up 37%. The graduates hail from 4 faculties offering programs operated by NISHE. These programs total to 35. We have 19 bachelor programs, 14 diplomas, and 2 certificates. Furthermore, as we commemorate the 30th anniversary of His Majesty Ronald McGum succession to the throne, and the 10 years of significant contributions of Cathedral Charles Peter Maika, it is noteworthy that 32% of the graduates are benefited from the Kabaka Education Fund. We extend sincere gratitude to the Kingdom of Uganda through our Social Services Minister for this invaluable support in enabling individuals who might not have otherwise had this opportunity to join us celebrating. Dear graduates, be reminded that your transcripts and certificates are now available for collection. They will be distributed in the very seats where you are. So don't leave your seats. We are going to bring them to you right up there. After the conferment of your degrees and the resolving of the Fellows of Communication. Madam Chancellor, allow me to invite the deans of faculties to present you the names of those persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of certificates, diplomas, and conferment of degrees of Mutesa the First Royal University. Deans of faculties.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following person who has fulfilled the requirements for the award of Advanced Certificate in Business Administration of Mutesa the First Royal University. Chitute Patrick.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I congratulate the person whose name has been read upon the completion of an advanced certificate in business administration of Mutesa Royal University.
Let us begin Faculty of Education, Dr. Agnes Namachi.
I have the honor to present you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of a higher education certificate of Mutesa the First Royal University. Akwesh Biska, Brother Joy, Haja Anis Nangabi, Kawonge Asman, Kafero Moses, Karmanga Siraji, Katoni Wasasila, Chijowa David, Koche Kadri, Chasimira Ruth, Chomendo Solomon, Pembe Sol, Mugarashua, Mutirano Justice Omega, Labanda Joanita, Nabukela Christi, Naga Zaina, Nakamate Nache, Naruko Shira, Naru Patricia, Naroga Rebecca, Namagara Rendima, Namigadiru, Namurondo Ani Charlotte, Nanukwa Maria, Natongo Martina, Gabriel Sara, Mira George, Rashad Kari, Siriano Fiona, Singwa Shin.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon the completion of a higher education certificate of Mutesa 1 Royal University.
The Dean Faculty of Science, Technology, Engineering, Art and Design, Dr. Patrick Katonda. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirement for the award of Diploma in Civil Engineering of Mutesa University. Didudu Ivan, Yoruba Vincent, Jingo Sharif, Kalimatin Henry, Karumba Frank, Chuana Christian Jonathan, Kizito Nuo, Muomi Henry, Niwama Majores, Sewundi Julius, Tamkini Jovan, Wasa Joseph.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon the completion of a diploma in civil engineering of Mutesa 1 Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirement for the award of Diploma in Electrical Engineering of Mutesa University. Chigozi Ronald, Munarela Kenneth, Mwangu Isaac, Nakati Rest.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon the completion of a diploma in electrical engineering of Mutesa 1 Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirement of the award of a Diploma in Mechanical Engineering of Mutesa Royal University. Katon Bag, Sekajigo Timothy, Waswa John, Batale William, Kule Morris.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon the completion of a diploma in mechanical engineering of Mutesa 1 Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirement for the award of a Diploma in Art and Design of Mutesa Royal University. Aluma Enoch, Birawa Agnes, Karesula Sudais, Nachom Oliver Tracy.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon the completion of a Diploma in Art and Design of Mutesa 1 Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirement for the award of Diploma in Fashion Design of Mutesa Royal University. Ampire Sophia, Kiza Michelle, Nambarira Margaret, Nangozi Speciosa.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon the completion of a Diploma in Fashion Design of Mutesa 1 Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirement for the award of the Diploma in Information Technology of Mutesa Royal University. Bwambale Jonathan, Juko Chwanuka George, Juko Pasco, Kalema Patrick, Kalema Shafik, Kaziwe Daniel, Kugonza Janet, Maiga Robert, Mulungi Ray, Muyanga Giovan, Nakayaga Mary Stella, Nantongo Mary Goretti, Sendagire Pius, Serunjoji Ronald, Tuyambaze Moses.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon the completion of a diploma in information technology of Mutesa I Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of Diploma in Accounting and Finance of Mutesa I Royal University. I name Babas Dixon, Kamsime Dorcas, Kayemba Edwin, Nabawanda Joy Dorothy, Nakwana Carol, Narubeka Susan, Naruswaka Irene, Namirembe Edith, Obong Tone Robinson, Peter Calvin, and Samuel Uzai.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon the completion of a diploma in accounting and finance of Mutesa I Royal University.
The Dean, Faculty of Social Science, Arts and Humanities, Associate Professor Rosemary Nachijo.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of a diploma in development studies of Mutesa I Royal University, Katerega Ivan and Tendo Maria.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon the completion of a diploma in development studies of Mutesa I University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of a diploma in journalism of Mutesa I Royal University: Amaya Geoffrey, Katimu Nurfi, Kawes Frank, KIZITO ASIIMWE, Musoke Paletino, Nabasumba Teddy, Nadine Rachel, Nakaye Chivans Patience, Nachimuli Aisha, Nachiwala Justin, Nalele Jarifa, Name Imiati, Nafa Anita Tracy, Nachume Barbara, Nasiwa Juliet, and Nafere Zasaya.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon the completion of a diploma in journalism of Mutesa I Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of the Bachelor of Development Studies of Mutesa I Royal University: Ampere Sharon, Kabma Arnold, Nandega Shakira, Nampaya Lamla,
by virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read a bachelor's degree in development studies of Mutesa I Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of Bachelor of Mass Communication of Mutesa I Royal University: Atijuke Piotes, Babiye Barbara, Muwemo Martin, Ajiko Jesse, Kanakuya Faru, Kasemire Mariat, Kato Timote, Kaila Aloysius, Kenganzi Shira, Chibirike Ponciano, Chimuli Stephen, Kiyimba Joseph, Lukarango John Paul, Luigaro Ren, Manya Evelyn, Muchunguzi Fahad, Mukisa Diana, Muledu Arafat, Mutebi Ronald, Nabagala Prosi, Nabaka Susan, Nabaseluka Christine, Nabawanda Imerida, Nabisele Rachel, Nabukenya Olivia, Nabulia Barbara, Nabuto Judith, Nagadia Deborah Daffin, Najinda Hasfa, Najuma Maisara, Nakandi Katie, Nakato Perina, Nakauba Irene, Nakaiwa Sharifa, Nambubi Joan, Nampera Sandra, Namgenyi Winnie, Nanchinga Lydia, Navuma Justin, Nasali Lilian, Nasolo Brenda Chiza, Nasolo Maria, Ntege Juma, Nyombi Arafat Rahman, Seguja Ronald, Semugera Marvin, Sebufu Enoch, Seksawo Kepo, Sechitoleko Frank, and Senyondo Paul.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read a bachelor's degree in mass communication of Mutesa I Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of Bachelor of Social Work and Social Administration of Mutesa I Royal University. Batwala Fahad Amir, Birungi Rosette, Busurwa Paul, Kaganda Richard, Kalema Stephen Eriabu, Katongole Peter, Kazibwe Oboth Joel, Chibuka Kenneth, Chiwewa Joel Julius, Mugalu Henry, Nabale Rehema, Nachide Rose, Nachidembe Prosi, Namaweje Ridia, Nampereza Edith, Namgelwa Flavia, Namkobe Gertrude, Namkabia Victoria, Namweses Barbara, Nanduga Slivia, Namfuka Nuliat, Nantaba Venisha, Nanteza Patience, Nsubuga Derek, Rakijuma Clovis, Sebowa John Kenneth, Senabulia Eric, and Walusimbi William.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read a bachelor's degree in social work and social administration of Mutesa I Royal University.
Again, Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of a Bachelor of Tourism and Hotel Management of Mutesa I Royal University. Bale Arafat, Kibali Ziwiliba Force, Nabumba Elizabeth, Nakakande Teddy, Nachibilike Priscilla, Nachide Joanne Reina, Nachiranda Rukaya, Nachsabo Jane, Nalule Latifa, Namanda Yudaya, Namsoke Zaina, Nasubuga Olivia, Nantale Josephine, Nasali Lyra, Nasiwa Jane, Nayebale Gloria, Nsimenta Vivian, Sebanenya Nicholas, Sekade John Ronald, Sechanzi Andrew, and Tumuhaire Blair.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read a bachelor's degree in tourism and hotel management of Mutesa I Royal University.
Bachelor's degrees in the Faculty of Business and Management, Dr. Ronald Chagulan.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of Bachelor of Business Administration of Mutesa I Royal University. Agasha Penina, Ampeire Gracious, Bwanika Marvin, Kafero Johnson, Kareseta Harry, Kansanze Prosi, Katavazi Miriam Ruth, Chikozi Charles, Chitibwa Jovia, Chiwewa Benedict, Ruswata Vincent, Nabachwa Justin, Nabakoza Flavia, Nagadia Justin, Nachjoba Margaret, Nachaze Sylvia, Nachaina Shamira Jomewo, Narunga Agnes, Naroga Lydia, Nambacha Aisha, Nambi Janat, Nambogo Esther, Namigade Margaret, Namitala Doreen, Namwanja Shakira, Nanyazi Joyce Harriet, Nasarit Victoria.
And all those persons whose names have been read, a bachelor's degree in of Mutesa I Royal University.
Bachelor degrees in the Faculty of Education, Dr. Agnes Namachi.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of a Bachelor of Arts in the Education of Mutesa I University. Upon this, Angaika Shamim, Kasura Henry, Kanyage Bushra, Karun Toyona, Takajon Mary, Yuga Winfred, Naweja Zafias, Nanda John Bosco, Nicholas, Emmanuel, Mr. Docas, Ninja Sherina, Nabuja Jaya, Najema Caroline, Nakabokoza Suzanne, Nakadanga Rebecca, Nakamara Rebecca, Nakamaria, Nakana, Nakaiwa Joanne, Nakaiza Patricia, Nakaiza Sarah, Nakaiza.
And all those persons whose names have been read, a bachelor's degree in arts with education of Mutesa I Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of a Bachelor of Education of Vocational Studies of Mutesa I University. Naka Boresti, Natura Roda.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon those persons whose names have been read a bachelor's degree in education with vocational studies of Mutesa I Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following person who has fulfilled the requirements for the award of a Bachelor of Business Education of Mutesa I University. Namukuye Prosi.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon the person whose name has been read a bachelor's degree in business education of Mutesa I Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following person who has fulfilled the requirements for the award of a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood of Mutesa I Royal University, Mujimba Juliet.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon the person whose name has been read a bachelor's degree in education in early childhood of Mutesa I Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of a Bachelor of Education, Primary of Mutesa I Royal University. Biarhanga Edward, Dung John Bosco, Isere Doroth, Pavma Aisha, Kaoya Dan, Kaiza Annette, Kabumbu Oscar, Kisasa Tsei, Kushemerera Sarah, Ranga Paul, Makumbi Rebecca Oliver, Matov Moses, Munyarukundo Jonah, Mutabingwa Ibrahim, Nabukenya Rita Judith, Nakalanz Aneti, Nakaterega Jaria, Nakato Sarah, Nakauma Annette, Nachiganda Juliet, Natija Annette Retire, Narule Agnes, Namanda Rebecca, Namatov Evelyn, Namsoke Juliet, Nangobi Beatrice, Nasubuga Joyce, Natume Juliet, Nasari Harriet, Nasoro Annette, Orey Patrick Boniface, Oro Michael Onyango, Sempija Rameka, Taka Majuma, Tibesigwa Haruna, Tumwesija Damali, Waiswa Isaac, Wabamuno Rukia, Yoke Simon, Zansanze Fausta.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read a bachelor's degree in education, primary, of Mutesa I Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of a Bachelor of Education, Secondary, of Mutesa I Royal University. Kaji Richard Chwanka, Keya Gideon, Tito Christopher, Chiza Juma, Mpaji Peter, Nakakawa Prosi, Nanteza Robina, Onyaiti David Kato, Sekatawa Richard, Nakali Rovinsa.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read a bachelor's degree in education, secondary, of Mutesa I Royal University.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following persons who have fulfilled the requirements for the award of a Bachelor of Education with ICT of Mutesa First Royal University. Akoth Grace, Buziba Benjamin, Kabale Tony, Kakaire Martha, Kacho Janat, Katende Shafik, Kawaya Tony, Kaunde Derek, Kurusumu Jaria, Rebecca Hope Gerard, Rugemado Gracias, Babas Esther, Muyanja Yunus Muhammad, Nawagereka Christine, Nawaterega Zahara, Nachimba Sharua, Nareiso Anita Ruth, Namatov Bridget, Namoze Vivian, Namirembe Gladys, Nambiru Ruth, Namujuzi Fiona, Namsoke Florence, Namkose Florence, Namtai Florence C, Nakamioka Fiona, Nasamba Catherine, Naskombi Josephine, Nasuna Rashida, Sariso Farouk, Senege Bernard, Wanji Dennis.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read a bachelor's degree in education with ICT of Mutesa Royal University.
Thank you very much, Madam Chancellor, and at this moment, we are heading towards the end of this function. Once again, we congratulate you, our students. You can now go and celebrate and do the merrymaking, but of course, cautiously. Do not drink irresponsibly. My worst experience with alcohol is when I graduated, drunk and got out of my senses. We slaughtered our goat in that night and ate it. Then in the morning, we saw our goat was still tied on the rope and our dog was missing. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you celebrate, be cautious. At this moment, permit me, Madam Chancellor, to humbly request you to dissolve this 11th congregation.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I dissolve this congregation.
And now we have to get the anthems in reverse order. you. Let's remain standing. It's the Chancellor and her entourage that will leave first. So the police brass band, kindly with the Nkoba Zambogo students, kindly lead the Chancellor's procession. Kindly proceed to Maria Flow for lunch. Students with faculty of education, kindly go to the staff lounge for your transcript. Humanities, go to the faculty of science.